Back in the 1990s, a wave of popular sitcoms starring Black Americans introduced new voices and new perspectives to television. But the history of Black comedy goes back much further. Thoughts now from Geoff Bennett, co-anchor of the PBS NewsHour and author of the new book, Black Out Loud.
There was a moment in American network television when something extraordinary unfolded, though viewers watching at home rarely thought of it that way.
I know my parents loved me.
On nearly any weeknight in the 1990s, you could flip on the TV and find Martin, living single.
My life got flipped, turned upside down.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, A Different World, or In Living Color. Those shows were hilarious and endlessly quotable.
Homie, don't play that.
But what made that moment so extraordinary wasn't just the laughs, it was the range of Black life suddenly visible on American television.
And you tell them to come see me, come see Sinead.
Moving from one show primarily carrying that weight,
hello, this is the Huxtable residence,
to many shows sharing it. Week after week, millions of viewers were invited into dorm rooms, family homes, workplaces, and friendships that felt vibrant, specific, and human. The characters were messy, funny, ambitious, romantic, sometimes ridiculous, and unmistakably real.
Whitley, this is between Ron and his daddy.
Are you saying this is none of my business?
There you go. That's better.
Now, there had been Black-led sitcoms on TV before, but this was different.
Keenan Ivory Wayne.
Now, Black writers, producers, and showrunners were shaping those worlds from the inside, with an authenticity audiences could feel.
oh Lord, there they go again.
For many Black viewers, those shows felt like recognition. They reflected rhythms and relationships that were familiar. For others, they offered something just as powerful, a sense of familiarity with lives and experiences they might not have encountered before.
Could you please sit down? We're busy now.
Oh, honey, we're about to get very busy.
But that moment in the 1990s didn't appear out of nowhere. It was the latest chapter in a much longer story about Black comedy in America. At the start, Black performers had to navigate the confines of minstrelsy, a form built on degrading caricatures of Black life. Yet artists like Burt Williams used wit and timing to bend the form, bringing humanity to characters long reduced to stereotype. Over time, Black comedians continued pushing those boundaries through vaudeville stages, nightclubs, and television. Comedy became a space where difficult truths about race, class, and American life could break into the mainstream through laughter.
One of my great-great-grandparents was white. I'm sure of it. Because I know I didn't look like this when I came from Africa.
By the time the 1990s arrived, those generations of performers had helped create the conditions for something new. The result was something larger than entertainment. Those shows broadened the cultural imagination. As someone who grew up watching them sitting beside my brother in our living room, I didn't realize at the time that I was witnessing a cultural turning point, but looking back now, it's clear that the laughter carried something deeper. As a journalist, I've spent my career asking powerful people tough questions in pursuit of the truth. But long before I did any of that, I learned something essential about truth from people whose job it was to make me laugh. Comedy, at its best, is how a society talks to itself about things it isn't ready to face directly. Humor lowers our defenses. Sometimes culture moves a country forward not through political arguments or debates, but through punchlines, making connection unavoidable.